Hello once again, YouTube, and thank you for tuning in. And this is something that's been, I've been wanting to do for some time concerning the place that I live. And the place that I live is no different than anything as far as federal and state, financial situations and stuff like that across the country and the world abroad. And this place is just corrupt, the county that I live in, as anywhere else in the United States. And so this is entitled Vigo County Sheriff's Office Releases Rendering of a New Jail. And this is a thing that a lot of people have been talking about for some time. They build more prisons and less schools with less good paying jobs. And so they are creating an element of criminals due to the lack of good paying jobs. I mean, Dr. Umar Johnson said it best. When you cut away for a man to make a living for his family and to take care of his family, and he can't financially do it any longer, you force him to the underworld to feed his family. And then you want to lock up and raid people for basically trying to eat. So what else is a man to do? Everybody is not born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Everybody does not come from a line of aristocrats, meaning that people that already have money that can pass down the money from generation to generation, especially if you're a minority. We're the poorest people in this country. And Vigo County, Indiana, the Vigo County Sheriff's Office has released a new rendering of the future Vigo County Jail. Sheriff's Office report it is a conceptual exterior view of the jail. The DEL's engineering architecture in the midst of a 7-month design phase, they reported when they released the photo. At the end of March, Vigo County commissioners received a 30-month timeline for the project set by federal judge. That means the jail has to be operational by October of 2019, of course. We got a time frame now, and we have to live with it, said County Commissioner Brad Anderson. Now, I don't know where they're getting the money from, because this county is broke. This county is in all types of debts. And, they just, about 3 or 4 years ago, closed a junior high that I used to go to, that I thought was really important to the community. And so now people are going, 7, 8 miles out of their way to go to a particular school, and maybe another 5 or 6 miles out of their way to go to another junior high. So this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Then they just built a building similar to this that is basically a dividing point in the city where the North High School of the north part of the town and the South High School of the south part of the town can merge and use this facility to do their swim meets. Now, this facility was supposed to be turned into an indoor water park where people can come in and possibly pay and have a great time, and swim all year round. Now, this would have brought revenue to the city, but then they didn't have the budget for that. And then that's where, the FBI comes to the Vigo County School Corporation and has an investigation. And I'm supposing the investigation was about the funds that have been going on. Now, our school superintendent here in the city that I live in, he makes the most money out of any superintendent, including Indianapolis, Indiana, Fort Wayne, and Gary, which are larger towns. And this guy makes more. So the corruption in this town is astronomical. Everybody stuffs their pockets and then wants the poor citizens of this county and city that I live in to foot the bill. There is no work. The only work there is temporary work that you go through manpower. And then instead of making $15 an hour, you make $9 an hour. They want to work you 80 hours a week. You never see your family. And when you do have any days off, you're sleeping the whole day because they've been working the shit out of you. So it's a lose-lose situation in Vigo County, Indiana. And anything that can make revenue in this city, they run out. For instance, they were going to come up with a plan, or the talks were in getting a casino. Now, the casino would have brought crazy revenue into the town, and that way they can quit billing the citizens here all kinds of crazy bills that we can't afford. They keep upping the sewage, saying, they're doing this and doing that, and when really they're just increasing and making bills and creating things just to keep taking money out of citizens, to the point where everybody's moving for this place. After it's all said and done, this place is just going to be a city with all these new buildings with nobody living here. It's going to be a ghost town with new buildings. And so you have certain aristocratic families that control this city that I live in, and any other powerful company that can come in and make and create revenue in our county, they run out because they want to be the mob bosses of this city. They don't want any type of power structure coming in and threatening power or questioning what they do. And so as a result of this, the city suffers. And it's like I said, this has been going on for years. These politicians here in this Vigo County, Indiana, have been stuffing their pockets for years and just leaving the bill for the next guy that comes after. And then he leaves the bill for everybody stuffing their pockets, and then they just keep kicking the can. And now, as a result, in these last days, now the city's going broke, but yet all of a sudden they can make a prison though. Well, hell yeah, everybody's going to be stuffed in this building because there's no work. So of course there's going to be business in locking people up. But I'm going to get ready to close out with that. That's why the Most High is going to deal with this place. The Most High is going to deal with Edom and his wicked and corrupt leadership and destruction of the world. With that being said, I'm out.